Dallas on a sweep. Turns it up.
Hey coaches, hope you all are doing well. Here's another stay-at-home football video. Okay, we're going to talk about our 3-5 stack defense. I'm going to give you 4 blitzes we run. We'll start off with the storm. Okay, I'll just go real quick how we label our positions. Okay, 2 DNs or 2 outside backers are dogs. A left stack backer is Leo. Right stack backer is Rip. Middle backer is called Mike, free safety, and then 2 corners. Now, I prefer to put my defense on the top and then offense at the bottom. So if I'm drawing up offensive plays, the offense will be on the bottom. If I'm drawing up our defensive stuff, I'm going to keep it on the top. Most coaches flip it, but it's my preference. All right, here's a nice one of my favorite run blitzes. Okay, it's a great blitz against anything off tackle or anything really outside. Okay, our defensive end is going to slant. Okay, he's going to dip and rip across the face of the left guard here. Okay, pre-snap our rip. Okay, as soon as the quarterback begins his cadence, the rip's going to start creeping up. He's going to be stacked right behind the D end. Okay, you don't want him blitzing from 4 yards back. Okay, as soon as the quarterback begins his cadence, that's when he's getting off. That's when he's rolling down and stacked behind the D end, and he's going to blitz C gap. Okay, we don't want him to give away what gap he's blitzing too early, okay? Because if he comes pre-snap and he's showing here, that may give the lineman time to, in their head, pick it up and figure out how they want to handle it. So keep them stacked, and it'll keep the offensive line guessing, okay? So don't give away where you're blitzing too early. Now our dog, okay, we have him by 2x2. Okay, he's 2 yards outside the M-man on the line of scrimmage here, okay? And then he's 2 yards back. Okay, so they're probably about half the depth of the linebackers. So between the defensive lineman and the linebacker level. Okay, so again, you don't want him blitzing from 2 or 3 yards back. As soon as the quarterback begins his cadence, okay, we want him on that outside shoulder. Okay, the tight end. Okay, on the line of scrimmage, and then once the ball snapped, then he blitzes. Oops, messed this up here. Our nose guard, okay, he's a 2-gapper in our scheme, okay, which means he's going to shock and shed. He is responsible for both A-gaps, okay. Our Mike backer, okay, I drew this up wrong, actually. We want him stacked here because, again, we don't want to give away where we're going, okay. So you can have him cheat a little bit here, too, if you want, because then it'll show the guard, okay, he's going to blitz A, but he's really blitzing B, so, how I drew it up is actually fine too, but ideally most of the time it's standard for us to stack our blackers. Pre-snap, as soon as quarterback begins cadence, we creep up because we want to hide where we're blitzing. But in this case, we could act like we're blitzing over it, like we're going to come A gap, but we're really going B. So that's good. We like to really lie to the offense. Show them one thing pre-snap and then do something completely opposite post-snap. Okay, we play man-to-man behind a lot of our blitzes. Okay, we could play some sort of zone here, but we just don't have the numbers. Some of our blitzes we do play zone, but when we're sending anything more than 2 guys, we're not playing zone. You got to play man-to-man coverage. Oh, another thing I almost forgot. Anytime our defenders blitz off the edge, sometimes there'll be a D end, which you'll see he'll slant outside, or if it's this dog or even a Rip or a Leo backer. Okay. Anytime they're blitzing off the edge, they play what's called they're primary contain players, but they play what's called a peel technique, okay? So if he blitzes, let's say we're playing man, this kid runs off, okay, clears out our corner. They send the fullback out here or the tailback on a swing, something like that. He needs to peel off and take him, okay? So if they send him on like a swing or flare, whatever you want to call it, and he just rushes, it's going to be wide open. So he needs to peel off and take that, okay? So that's what's called a peel technique. That's what we teach a lot, okay? Same thing here, dogs, okay? He's this. Another thing, too, if we blitzed it from this side, it would be the same thing, okay? He would have peel. But red indicates blitz lanes, okay? These guys aren't blitzing. He's primary. These are just run fits, okay? So he's primary contain, okay? And if it's pass, he's locked on any backfield, any back out of the backfield, okay? Because the corner always plays number 1 if it's man coverage, okay? And the dog will take any number 2, and in this case, it would probably be the tailback. Okay, and our Leo is going to read step, see gap, and then pursuit of the ball. Okay, these aren't blitzes. This is kid slanting B. These aren't blitzes. They're just run fit lines. Okay, so that's our storm blitz. Okay, you know we're sending 3 linebackers. Okay, people say okay it's tough to stop the run with only 3, but with the 3-5 defense, you know you are blitzing a lot and you're slanting. So this really isn't a 3-man front. This turns into a 5-man front, 6-man front, excuse me. So you know it's a big misconception that you can't stop the run because you only have 3 down linemen. Most of the time you're sending someone, so you really have a 4-man front. You just don't know where they're coming from. So, all right, here's a simple one, guys. Here's called rip loop, and I only drew them up to the right. The same would apply if we do it to the left or whatever. Okay, this is another great off-tackle blitz. Okay, this is good against sweeps as well. As I said, these guys, they're just playing in the run fits. Okay, they're not blitzing. He's backside contained, backside meaning opposite side of the blitz. He's contained, he's read stepping C and pursuing the ball. The play comes at him, he's responsible for C gap. The play goes away, he read steps, sees okay, there's no threat to my C. So I'm going to get into my proper pursuit path and be the primary cutback player, cutback linebacker. Okay, so D ends. Okay, we call this. We have 2 baseline calls. We have downtown and uptown. Downtown are D ends slant B, and our Rip and Leo they're responsible for C. On uptown our D ends they have C gap. Okay, and our Rip and Leo they're responsible for B. Okay, so this was in our terminology. This would be downtown rip loop. Okay. Rip meaning we're telling the rip linebacker you're blitzing, and loop means he's going to pinch. Okay, he's crashing down, squeezing down, and he's going to loop. Okay, this is our go-to answer for plays for teams that like to run power. Okay, or even ISO for that. You know when stop ISO. Okay, they kind of like to run ISO at the bubbles. Bubbles meaning the gaps between your players. Okay, so if you want to stop ISO, you pinch. So this is great. This is just a great off-tackle play. Okay, and it's tough against trap too. Now, pre-snap, as I said, we'll actually start with the dog. Pre-snap, okay, like I said, they're 2x2. Base alignment, it does vary. Pre-snap, okay, he shows in his base alignment. As soon as the quarterback begins his cadence, he creeps down to the outside shoulder of this tight end. And then as soon as that ball snaps, he is dipping and ripping. Okay, you have to rip through the tight end. And I should have said this during the storm blitz. This is an important coaching point. Okay, you don't want him just to slant down because he's going to get himself washed and take himself out of play. It's going to leave a big seam. Okay, so, okay, he's creeping down. He's going to dip and rip, crossing the face, crossing that inside shoulder to the tight end, and he's going to anchor his gap here, okay? So he's going to dip and rip. He is the C gap player now. Okay, now, pre-snap. Okay, we on this, we don't have them stacked, although you can. Okay, you can have them stacked, but it's just a longer distance, okay? But again, we're always lying to the offense. Pre-snap, quarterback begins his cadence, okay? We want him to creep up. Okay, we don't want him on the line completely because we want the dog to cross in front and then he comes behind. So he's going to creep up. Okay, as soon as that ball snapped, he's looping around and now he's the contained player and now he's playing the peel technique, which means if a running back flares out, he's peeling off and taking him. Okay, especially that we will probably be in man coverage with this blitz. So pre-snap, show our base stack alignment. Quarterback begins his cadence, he creeps up. Pre-snap, they think he's going to blitz C. He's showing he's blitzing C, and he's really gap exchanging with the dog. So, we're lying to the offense. Very few offenses pick this up. Okay? And we see so much power. We do see a couple single wing teams, double wing teams. You're going to down block this, and then pre-snap, this is the kid. Lines aside, this is the kid you're going to kick out. Okay, so if the fullback's here, okay, he's going to kick. We're going to naturally squeeze that, and it's going to get the play spilled. Okay, so this is a great blitz for power. Okay. Now, as I said, the nose, he's 2-gap in the A. He's going to dip and rip. He has the B gap. He has to anchor, contain. Going to read step C. There's no threat. He's getting into his backside pursuit lane. He'll man on number 1. He'll take any receiving threat coming his way to the right, which is defender's left, and then he's locked on him. Okay, so that's our rip loop blitz. Okay. All right, here's our uptown rain. Okay. I'm trying to come up with a different name for this, but as I don't really like uptown rain is the blitz name, but rain we just mean it's going to the right and it's the rip is going to execute it. Okay. So anytime it's rain or storm, okay, you know the mic is gonna blitz. Okay, if it's Leo storm or Leo storm. I'm sorry, the Leo backer and the mic's gonna blitz. So storm basically, any kind of storm or rain tells the mic he's blitzing. But again, I have to come up with an easier way of, it's better terminology here. I'm not happy with it. All right, but uptown. Oh, I drew this backside wrong. Sorry. We're in uptown here. Got these guys doing downtown. All right, uptown. D ends, they slant C gap. Now Rip and Leo, they're responsible for B. Okay? Regardless if there's any blitz called, let's just say we're not blitzing, we're playing straight up defense. Okay? You know, there's Rip, he would have run response, he would read step is B. There's no threat, he would get in the pursuit lane. Our nose, 2 gaps pretty much every play. We do have plays where we slant our nose to a side. If we say laser, we'll slant our nose to the left. If we say razor, it'll tell our nose to slant right A gap, and then our mic would take the opposite, the nose A gap. Okay, our mic is free to read and react. We'll give him a key. Okay, it really depends on what we're playing. This is definitely our best defender we put here. Okay, our best linebacker, our best player, good athlete, aggressive kid. This is our best kids going right here. Okay, so he's going to be free to run to the ball because the nose is responsible for both A gaps. So our L, he's going to read step B. If there's no threat, he's getting into his pursuit lane. Now uptown, as I said, D ends slant out. So our D ends, they're stacked against, we got them in 4s here. They're head up on these tackles. And they're going to dip, rip, and now they're a primary contain player. Okay, so they're going to contain, which happens to be C gap here, so they're primarily want to force everything in. Although we do have, our a little bit of an overhang player here, our dog, who's on the inside shoulder, number 2. Okay, he's going to be support, contained support. So now pre-snap, okay, we stay in our alignment. As soon as the quarterback begins his cadence, he's going to creep up. As soon as that ball snapped, boom, he is coming B gap and he's slanting C. Now, if you saw, our other rip, downtown rip, he's coming here and he's coming off the edge. Okay, we could very well do that here. I personally, if a team comes out in 2x2 or any kind of spread formation, we love downtown rip or downtown Leo, which I'll draw that up against the spread row in a minute here. But as I said, he's going to creep up. Okay, he's going to blitz B gap as soon as the ball snaps. Okay, same deal here. He's going to creep up. He's going to stay stacked. Okay, and he's coming right side A gap. Rain for right side. Okay. Now our nose. Okay, his job is to shock and shed. Nothing really changes with this kid. Okay, he knows that the mic's coming right A gap, so he has to win the right. He has to win the right shoulder of the center, so he has to favor more of the left A gap. But we have this kid just shock and shed and really occupy the center. Okay, so if this guard blocks down on him, our ripper will be free. This guard works onto him, our mic will be free. If he blocks him, he'll be free. So no matter how they pick it up, okay, they would have to have this backfill on one of these kids, which, very few teams are going to be able to pick this up. Very few teams. Now, real quick, we'll go downtown. Okay, so downtown, tell our defensive ends they have B gap. He's read stepping. C, again, these are not blitzes. They're just run fit paths. Nothing changed with the mic. Now, here's our downtown rain, which I love out of 2x2 because we're sending that rip. Sometimes we'll go downtown Rip, or I'll just say downtown Leo, which our Mike isn't blitzing, so I'm sending both these kids off the edge to get a lot of edge pressure. So, if the offense is coming out 2-by-2 on us, we're sending one of these kids off the edge more times than not. Okay, so this could be downtown rain. Okay, and he comes off the edge. He's still playing the peel technique. Okay, now when teams come 2-by-2, you could be a little more exotic with your coverages. Okay, you can play cover 3. Okay, you could have him play kind of like a spy, or like not a spy, like a robber coverage or something like that. He could play the middle hook. Okay, 2s, you could play cover 3, stay 3 deep, and these guys wall off number 2, meaning they cannot allow any sign of free inside releases from number 2. So when I say number 2, that's these 2 inside receivers. Number 1 is this, number 2, number 1, number 2. So our dogs cannot allow any kind of inside release. Okay, we have to. It's a technique called wall off. You need to collision number 2 and force him outside. Okay, that'll give a little bit of time for the linebackers to get some pressure. Okay, but most of the time we will play man on this. Okay, but as I said, you can play cover 3 here. All right, so I hope you guys like those blitzes. Okay, that's just some of our base stuff we do. We have a couple other blitzes. I'm going to do on another video. We have an ace blitz. Okay, we have 2 defensive line stunts that I haven't installed in a while, but I want to draw them up. I'm sure you guys will like them. And then we have aces. We have Alabama, which is pretty much for sending everyone. So there will be another video regarding those couple other blitzes. But as always, guys, stay healthy. I'll see you guys soon.